So let's go ahead and figure out the surface area of the frustum of a cone. And this cone is given by y equals 3x, and we're only going to look on the interval from 3 to 7. So this red segment's going to rotate around the x-axis, and it's going to create the frustum of a cone. So what we imagine is drawing our vertical element here, and I'm going to draw it dashed because we are only rotating the point on the curve around the x-axis. We're not rotating that entire vertical green segment, just this point right here. Okay, so that rotates around, and that circumference is going to be given by 2 pi times the radius, and the radius there is the function. So the formula we have for the circumference at that random point x, so I'm imagining this as the element at x, and that circumference is 2 pi times 3x, which gives us 6 pi x. Now the area for surface area is going to be the integral on our interval 3 to 7, 2 pi r times ds. And let me just point out a couple of things. These limits 3 and 7, these are x limits, not s limits. So that means we need to do some conversion to get that ds over to a dx. Now, the 2 pi r, we already know what to replace it with. The 2 pi r, that is the circumference, which we just found. So 2 pi r is going to become 6 pi x. And when we deal with the ds, we know that ds is going to be the square root of 1 plus y prime quantity squared times dx. So that's how we'll get over to x's. And the function here is y equals 3x. And if we take that derivative, y prime, the derivative with respect to x is 3. So that tells us that the ds is going to become 1 plus 9 in the square root times dx. So this will be root 10 times dx. Now we can substitute, and these limits are x limits. And we will have 6 pi x, that is the circumference, with respect to x. And then the ds gets replaced with root 10 times dx. The constants all factor to the front, so we'll have 6 times the square root of 10 times pi. And the only variable part, the only piece that we need to integrate is right there, is that x. So we are going to integrate that and get x squared divided by 2. Our limits of integration are 3 and 7. And if we get our constants pulled together, that will be 6 divided by 2, which is 3, root 10 multiplied by pi, multiplied by 7 squared minus 3 squared. So we're going to end up with 40 in the parentheses, and 40 times 3 is 120 root 10 times pi. This will be the surface area.